is up guys, Phoenix here, and welcome back to our Connie from Steven Universe pixel art tutorial. So where we last left off, we had some of the arm issues going on there, which I didn't want to deal with at the time, but now it is here, we have to do them. So let's move over to the right side of the build where we have the hand coming up from the arm right here, and this is a whole cluster of just nonsense going on here. We have our hand gripping the sword blade, and the sword blade has this whole weird hilt thing that goes into the head, then we do the head, then it goes back out to the left side, and then we do the sword blade. It's just so much work. So let's just jump into it though. So where we last left off, we prepped some of the areas, but we didn't actually start it. I'm going to start this top left area where we have the 6 vertical right here, because this is the leftmost part of it, and everything to the right just needs to be done. So let's just start from the left. So from there, we're going to go up and to the right, 3 flat, 1, 2, 3. And now that I'm starting from a fresh video, it's so much easier for me to do it, I feel like, because I just don't have any pressure on time because it just started. You know, we just can hit all the detailed spots. From the 3 flat right here, we're going to the right block, and we're going to do 2 things with it, so that's what I'm going to mark it. First, we're going to up and to the right 2 vertical from it, 1, 2. Then from that same block, we're going to go below it and put 4 going straight down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's do the bottom part first because it's a lot easier to finish the detail right here and just complete one of the fingers. From the bottom block, since we added 4 to the bottom, we're going to put 2 to the left and 1 to the right. 1, 2, and then 1 to the right, like so. And that completes one of the fingers. As you can see, it locked out the shape. Now, all the way over here underneath, we're going to go to the left side and put 1 underneath, just for thickening, I guess, because the thumb is a fatter finger, so just to give it a little bit more shape. Now, from the right side, we end up having this 1 single sticking out. We're going to go down and to the right from it, 1 single, and up and to the right from it, 3 vertical, 1, 2, 3. So if you notice, a lot of these fingers are just branching off. They will all meet up eventually, guys, so just bear with me. So we have this 2 vertical right here sticking by itself, this 3 vertical doing the same thing, and this 1 single just chilling. Let's work with the 1 single because it's the easiest to lock out, get another finger done, and also bring it up towards the top. What I'm trying to do is get all of these slanted towards the top, and then it's going to make one big round fist shape. So you'll see when it's done. So from this single, we're going to go down and to the right, 2 flat, 1, 2. And from that 2 flat, we're going to do another layer below it, equal to it, so another set of 2 below it, except this layer is going to get an extra 1 to the left to close out the shape right here and meet at a diagonal, which helps close out a bit of the fist. So hopefully you're starting to see fingers shape out. This is the palm right here, and we're going to start bringing this up now. So let's go back to the 2 flat, and on the right block, we're actually going to add 3 to the top of it, 1, 2, 3. Now, from that 5 vertical we have created now, we're going to go to the bottom block, the one all the way on the bottom, and we're going to go down and to the right from it, 3 flat, 1, 2, 3. And then what I want you to do from there is on the 3rd block right there, we're going to put 1 below it and 2 to the right. Now we'll come back to that later. We're going to go and continue the fist area right here, but I just wanted to have this area locked out. So now the fist and the, wow, that nearly rhymed. I stopped myself. I was going to say the fist and the wrist. The fist and the wrist all meet up at the same spot. So let's actually finish off the top of the fist now. Let's go up to the 2 vertical we had waiting from the beginning. And we're going to go to the top block and put 3 going to the right. 1, 2, 3. So it should become 4 in length. But we're not going to stop there. From that 4th block, we're going to put 1 below it. And then we're going to put 4 on top of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So going back to that block, and we're not done with it either. We did below it, the top of it, to the right of it, we're going to put 1. Oops. So it should look like this. It looks very weird. Don't worry, this isn't only the hand. This is parts of the sword that's touching the hand. So you'll see all the detail once we get further into it. From the below part, we're just going to go down to left 1 single to close out that finger. From the part on the right, we're going to go down and to the right 2 flat to keep rounding out the fist shape. Down to the right 2 flat again. And from the right block in that 2 flat, we're going to put 1 below it to kind of round it downwards, because we do need to make it go down towards the rest of the wrist eventually. And also we're missing a couple of fingers, so that's what we're going to be working on. So now that we've put that 2 going down, we're gonna put a third block going below it. And from that third block, oh my goodness, cameraman, please. From that third block, we're actually gonna put 1 to the left and 1 to the right. The block to the left is gonna help with the finger, while the block to the right is actually gonna help with the sword. So 1 to the left and 1 to the right, just like that. And like I said, we're working on the finger, so let's actually go to the left. We're gonna go down to the left from this part, 1 single. Down to the left, 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. And from the bottom block into 3 vertical, we're gonna put 2 to the right. 1, 2. We're then gonna go up and to the right, 1 single. Up and to the right, 1 single again. And from this new 1 single, we're actually gonna put 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need to lock out this shape by going to the second block right here and putting 1 on top. So that locks out another finger, but we are missing 1 finger actually. See, we have 1, 2, 3, and this whole area right here needs to get closed. So what we're gonna do is from the 5 vertical we had earlier, we're gonna go to the top this time, and we're gonna go up and to the right 2 singles from it, and that should lock out another finger. 1, 2. Oops, I forgot, it didn't lock out a finger. We didn't finish one of the layers. So to lock out the finger, all we're gonna do is go to this 2 flat right here, and on the right block put 1 underneath. Or you could have just added another single. Instead of going up and to the right 2 singles, we could just went up and to the right 3. Either way, that locks out the finger, does a good job of it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers now. If we want to, I don't think I did this in the finished build, but if you want to lock out this piece right here, because it doesn't have any kind of shape closing in this finger, we're gonna go to this 3 flat right here, or this corner piece right here, and fill in the bottom left right there. And that locks out the finger. Let me just show you how it looks without it there. Without it there, it flows through, and this place goes empty into the sword. But if you put an extra block right there, it looks like the finger's locked up. So now we have 5 official fingers. And we can jump into the sword now. We're done with the hand, which is pretty good. Now we have both hands complete, but the sword is another beast of its own. So we'll jump into that right now. So let's work with the right side of the sword, because we do have some of the top parts sticking out, but we need to get the right side of the handle built so we can see how far to the right we need to go. So let's start with the bottom right here. We have this 2 flat sticking out. We're gonna go down into the right 3 flat. 1, 2, 3. Down to the right 2 flat 2 times in a row. Down to the right 2 vertical. Down to the right 5 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a lot of this handle is actually pretty weird shape, because you bring it up and there's going to be all these sections for white wool, which we're going to get right now. Let's grab the white wool just so in case we need it for placement. So I'll show you what that means. So from the 5 flat, we're going to up into the right 1 single, down into the right 1 single, up into the right 3. Then from the right block into 3 flat, we're gonna put 1 on top. And we're just gonna round it out. This is a round shape, and then it goes back towards the hand. So we're gonna up into the right 5 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, 4, 5. Just make sure everything's correct. And now we're only gonna be going left. This is the last block that's gonna be going up and to the right. This is the farthest block to the right. So there's nothing more to the right over here. So let's go up and to the left 2 singles. 1, 2. Up and to the left 8 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we need to get this part of the handle situated too. So what we're gonna do is go back towards it and bring it over. So let's go back towards where we have this hand part sticking out. And what I want to do is go down to the right 3 flat 2 times in a row. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I've purposely been skipping the details that have the white in it, but we'll do that right now just so that nobody's confused as to why we have the white wool on us, but there's nothing that we've been touching with white wool. So to the right of the 3 flat right here, we're gonna put 1 white wool going to the right. We're then gonna go down into the left 1 white wool, down into the left and down into the right from this piece 1 white wool. So on each side do it. So one on the left, one on the right. And it's like a weird little quick pattern. So I'll go over the pattern real quick, and then we'll go over the black wool or coal details. Now underneath this center white wool right here, we're gonna put 2 pieces of coal going straight down. 1, 2, like that. Then 2 white wool going straight down from it. 1, 2. We're then gonna go down into the right 1 coal again. Down into the, not down to the right, down 1 white. Down 2 coal. 1, 2. And to the left and right of that last coal, we're gonna put another white. And actually, I thought this part was going to be a lot harder to outline, but since I'm going over the white wool parts, it's a lot more easier because I'm not pretending that they're not there. Usually I just pretend they're not there and only do the coal parts, but by doing the white wool sections, it's a lot easier. Anyways, there's another piece of white wool we're missing, and then we're done with the white wool on this part of the handle. There's more white wool on the shinier parts of the blade, but right here, what we're going to do is go to the left side of our little white wool pattern right here. And we're going to go down and to the left from it, 2 vertical coals, like so. And then below those coals, we're going to put 3 white wools going straight down. 1, 2, 3. So that's all the pieces of white wool. But now we have to surround them with coal, and there are little complex areas here. So we'll go over that detail very slowly so nobody gets lost. What we're going to do first is we're going to go from the 3 flat we have right here that started this all. And on the middle block, we're going to put 1 underneath. We're then going to go down and to the left, 3 vertical, 1, and the 2 blocks right there helped us complete it. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to go down to the left, 3 vertical again, 1, 2, and the 3rd block's already there for us. So that locks out that little shape. Now, from the 3 flat back up here again, on the final block, we're going to go down into the right 1 single. We're then going to go from that block, and we're going to put 1 extra to the right. And we kind of need to case in all the white wool, if you're wondering. We're like locking it all in place. So we're going to go from that extra 1 on the right we place and put 1 above it and 1 below. We're then going to go down into the left, 1 single. And from that single, we're going to go and put 4 going straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4, just to add on to its kind of thickness. We're then going to go down into the right 2 vertical, and that should close out one of the shapes right there. And there's a whole bunch of other areas that need to get like thickened up. So what I'm going to do is this whole strand right here is going to get black wool in there, or black coal. So just fill in this whole strand right here. And this 1 block right here above the white is going to get black wool in there as well. So color that in. And then going down to the right from this 1 single right here, we're going to put another coal right there just to add to the thickness level. So basically what you want to make sure is that the left, bottom, and right side of each white wool has a black coal surrounding it. But also there's some areas that are thickened up and have extra layers. That's why I went over it like that. Anyways, before we move on to the other parts of the handle, let's just finish up the details over here. We're going to go to the right side of this little section right here where we have this 1 white wool surrounded by like 3 others. And to the right of it, you should have 2 blacks so far. What I want you to do is just keep adding to the right until it touches the wall over there. So just keep adding black wools to the right, and it should meet up with the right side of the wall we have there, which is good. Hopefully lined up for you perfectly. It should touch the top single and also be touching the 1st block and the 8 vertical we have over here. We're then going to go down to the right from that to the next single right there and work with that. So from this bottom single, we're going to go down into the left 3 flat. Then from the left block, we're going to go down 1. Down to left 4 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I should lock out another section right there for you guys. Yep, it did. So you see we have 2 sections now. We can color these in separately while still building up the handle of the blade over there. So let me just zoom out real quick so you guys can see. And when we get back into it, we're going to actually just add more to the white wool up here. Actually, let's just do that now. Let's just add 6 to the top of it. From that 6 vertical, we're next going to go up and to the left, 3 vertical. So just follow along. 1, 2, 3. Up and to the left, 1 single. Up and to the left, 2 vertical. Up and to the left, 2 flat. Ooh, no, I just messed that up. Up and to the left, 1 single. And now we're just rounding out that blade. Up and to the left, 2 flat again. Up and to the left, 3 flat. 1, 2, 3. Up and to the left, 2 flat. So let me just zoom out so you can see. So following back, we have 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. Then we switched over back into our verticals. So that's the transition space right there. What we need to do is bring it down to touch this vertical of 4 we have over here. So what we're going to do is go down and to the left, 2 singles. 1, 2. And then down to the left, 2 vertical. 1, 2. And it should touch back where it was supposed to, completing the shape right there, which is perfect. This whole area is going to be blank, and this is just the outlined area. So it helps you like know what you're doing, while at the same time nobody has to deal with the putting marker blocks there. So let's go to the right side now, where we had the 8 vertical just chilling, and we'll come around with that. So we're going to up and to the left, 3 vertical, 2 times in a row from there. 1, 2, 3. Place and block. 1, 2, 3. Up and to the left, 2 vertical, 2 times in a row. 1, 2. 1, 2. Up and to the left, 4 single. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and to the left, 2 flat. Up and to the left, 4 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and to the left, 6 flat. 1, 2, whoops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from there, we're going to start curving down. So in order to curve down, sorry, I'm really out of breath. I just came back from a run. We're going to go down to the left, and then we're going to jump into the face. So we're going to go put the placement block underneath or to the left side of your final block. So we're going to go down to the left, 4 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to the left, 2 flat, 2 times in a row. 1, 2. 1, 2. Down to the left, 1 single. Down to left, 2 vertical. And from the 2 vertical we have right there, what we're going to do is put 1 block to the left of each of them. And below it, we're going to put extra 1 going down. And above it, we're going to put an extra 2 going up. 1, 2. So what this 5 actually is the start of the face, but we haven't actually started doing the face detail yet. So if you're wondering, that's what that is. But the face and the sword kind of mesh together. So we're gonna have to continue with that 5 in order to finish the sword, because like I said, the face and the sword kind of mesh together. So on the bottom block right here, the bottom and the 5, we're gonna go down to the left from it, 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Down to the left, 2 vertical. 1, 2. Down and to the left, 6 single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then from the 3rd block in the 6 singles we just put, so this one right here, so it's like the one that's like, it's one of the center blocks, we're actually going to extend this down into the shoulder. So what we want you to do is we're going to go down about 12 blocks, I believe, and it should be only 11 since the first one is here, but we'll see. So we're going to add 12 going underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and yep, like I was right, the 12th one is already there because we already did the 2 flat here, but this is the 12th block right here. And like you can see, it covers the sword now, but the inner detail of the sword is missing a couple of lines, and we'll go over that right now just so that it becomes easier for you can I'm mixing up my English, for you to distinguish the sword from the face. I keep just talking so sloppily, and I'm sorry guys. I'm really tired. Anyways, what we're gonna do is where we kind of drop down to 12 vertical right there, if you follow along, you have the 3 right here, then the 1 single, then you have these flats right here, and this is where the sword is going to end up touching. But let's go back up to the 2 flat we have up here, and we mark it so you can see, and we'll continue building from there. So from that 2 flat, we're going to go down into the left where we have the 1 single, and put 4 extra blocks going to the left of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're then going to go down and to the left. About 6 singles, I would say. So let's try that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down to the left, 2 vertical, 2 times in a row. 1, 2, placement block. 1, 2. Down to left, 3 vertical. 1, 2, 3. Down to left, 8 vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And to finally finish off this part of the sword, we're just going to go down to right 2 vertical, which should close the gap, and it did. Perfect. And now let me just tell you, in here is going to be colored, in there is going to be colored, that part's going to be colored, that's going to be blank. But let me just draw the separation areas in which there's going to be like little white shading and stuff like that for the sword, so that way people don't get confused. So it's very simple to do, actually. So what we're going to do is break out, I think it's magenta clay. I mean, not magenta clay, magenta wool. Yes, it is. So take out the magenta wool and I will show you where we will be working. Actually, instead of just the magenta wool, we can actually use the white wool, since it'd be a lot easier that way. So we're going to fly up to the top of the blade where we have the 6 flat pieces right here at the top. And we're going to go down and to the left from it where we have the 4 flats. Let me just mark it so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the first 3 in that 4 are going to get 1 white wool underneath each of them. So 1, 2, 3. 4th one gets ignored. Then sticking to the left side of what we just created, we're going to go down to left 1 single. Then add 1 to the right of it. Down to the right 1 single. Down to left 1 single. Down to right 2 vertical. And that's it for the left side. For the right side, we're going to go to the right side of what we started with, the 3 flat right here. And we're going to put 1 underneath that. Down to right 2 flat. From that 2 flat, we're going to go to the left block and put 2 going underneath it, or 3 actually, just to make it touch down on the ground, which is fine. And that's it for the first level of shading, so we can color that in. And you can actually outline it in magenta wool if you want, so just outline the white wools with magenta just to make it look better. I don't know if you want to do that or not, you don't have to, but if you were to do it, it's just to look like this before you move on to the next area of shading. And there's only going to be, I think, 3 areas of shading on the sword, so it's very easy to do. So let's move on to the next one, which is on the 4 flat we have on the right side of our build, which is right here. So what we're going to do is, starting from the left, we're going to count to the 3rd block, which is this one right here, and put 1 white wool underneath it. We're then going to go down into left 2 vertical. From the bottom block into 2 vertical, we're going to add 1 to the right. We're then going to go down into the right, 5 vertical, and it should touch down on the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Now floating back towards the top, what we're going to do is go down into the right, 2 flat. So we're back at the top where we have the first single, and we're going to be going to the right side of it. That's why I went to the right, down to the right 2 flat. Then from the right block into 2 flat, we're going to put an extra 2 below it. We're then going to go down into right 1 single. Down into left 1 single. Down into right 2 flat. And from the left block into 2 flat, we're just going to put 1 underneath. And bridge the left and the right side by adding another block in between to color that. Now there's 4 blank spots right here that you can just fill in with white wool, and we'll do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And the rest of it can actually get surrounded in magenta wool, and you will be fine. Jesus, I can't talk today, guys. I cannot talk today. After I do the final piece of shading, I think I'm going to call this part tutorial. I was going to do the whole thing, but I think I'm going to call it right there for this part of the tutorial, because I can't talk today. I keep stuttering and messing up, and it's just being very bad. So for the final part of the shading on the sword, what we're going to do is we're going to go around the 3 verticals we have right here that are right after the 8 vertical on the sword. Let me just outline it so you can see that as well. And we're going to go to the bottom block in our second set of 3 vertical and put 1 white wool to the left of it. So this one right here. Then we're going to go to the bottom block in this 3 vertical and put 1 to the left of it as well. So
So you should have something that looks like this. Now from the top one right here, the first one we placed, we're going to go down into left 2 flat, which closes out that gap. And from the bottom one, what we're going to do is go down into left 2 vertical 2 times in a row, and that should close out that gap. So this is 1, and this is 2. And now everything in between is going to get colored in with white. And once you do that, you can surround it in magenta, and you will be done with that part of the shading as well. Very easy to do. So the entire rest of the sword is going to be magenta. You can color that in if you want, but other than that, we're going to be working on the face and then the sword in the next part. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Sorry if I'm cutting it a little bit short, but we will just do a 4-parter. This is Phoenix, and as always, I will see you guys later. Bye.